As you guys all know, I am a real folding saw fanatic. And you guys know my favorite, which is a Silky, just the brand. Also specific saws, but yeah. Anyways, there is one I picked up though that was really interesting, and this is a kind of an El Cheapo saw, but we'll see how it goes. I'm Dean, and this is the Alberta Bushcrafter channel. Alright, now this is a very interesting saw. This is one I picked up at Lee Valley Tools. It's a folding saw, a bit of a difference. It's just called the Pocket Saw Kit. And it's actually a nice little saw. Funny thing is, it's got a positive lock. And it comes with 3 different blades, which we'll look at. Anyways, a little stiff because I just got it. It's got 1, 2 blade positions, which is interesting because that's reminiscent of the Silky saws. It is a Japanese tooth blade too. I'm just taking a look at it. You take a look at the grind and you tell me, yeah, this Japanese tooth pattern. My favorite, very aggressive. This is a solid saw. Looks like an aluminum body. Very nice grip. It's only about a 130 mil though. So anyway, a 5-inch or whatever you call it. Yeah, it's about right. But here's the neat thing. It comes with, whew, that locks good. Comes with, of course, the saw. Comes with a case. Take out the insert, and oh dear. Guess what? I'm not using the wood blade because it comes with 2 other blades. One of these, which I've got on here, is actually a plastic blade or PVC blade, made specially for plastics, and see how good a job it does. Because I just happen to have some plastic I may need to cut. There's also a wood blade, which is, let's take a look. Looks like about 12 teeth per inch, so it's a fine. But there's also, you can see there's a keyhole saw blade. So this is actually something that, while it would do okay in your pack as a lightweight saw, also do wonderful in your car kit, which is exactly where this thing is going. Actually, it's going to go in my toolbox because I already have another one in my car kit. So let's have a look. Let's get Silky out of the way, much as I hate to say it. It's got your standard 1 screw blade change. Oh, and by the way, always do like so. Oh, this might not as it locks. This might be a problem. I don't know. I've just opened this up. The other one went in the car sight unseen. But yeah, very similar to the Coglins or the what JC calls his. Very, very similar to his Silky knockoff. So there is fine teeth on that. There's your plastic blade. I'm going to put the wood blade on it. The keyhole saw. I don't have to have any drywall to cut right now. But like so. Has a split washer, as you can see. Maybe see there. That keeps it nice and snug. Does keep the screw from falling off. So this is, for the price, a very nicely designed little saw. And it's cheaper than the Silky PocketBoy 130. How much cheaper? This was $20 Canadian. And for the 3 saws you get in there, that's a good deal. Now, there we go. Snug. Now we got a wood blade. I'll leave that on. I'll see if I can scrounge up some plastic. Don't think I have a keyhole saw. Well, a little bit of finagling to get the blades back in the little insert. There we go. Even has a legend and directions. So that's how I knew which blade was which. I suppose if you want to do really fine cuts, the plastic blade would work too. But let's take it over to the sawhorse and see how well the wood blade cuts, and I guess we'll compare it to this one, which is kind of one of my new favorites. It's the closest one I've got. My 130's packed up. We're going to use a Corona razor saw. This thing is very aggressive, so we'll see. Or you know what? Hang on. Let's compare it to a favorite instead. This one would blow it away in seconds. Going to do a better comparison by using the Bahco Laplander. So I figured I would pick the ugliest, nastiest wood I have on hand, which is semi-dry black poplar. This stuff is a bear. It messes up saws. It just gunks them right up. So first we start with the Laplander. See? That's 19 strokes. You can see this stuff is not rotten, but it's not great. So this is still a decent saw for certain types of wood. Not the greatest for green wood, but for this crud it'll work great. So let's see how this little guy does. Remember, this is going to be a pull saw. .30 strokes. So, and it's all crudded up. Keep in mind, that's a fine blade. It's about, well, let's look at the tooth patterns here. There's the Bahco. And there's this little guy. That's a very fine tooth pattern. This is almost a woodworking saw. But 20 strokes, 30. You know, just for comparison, let's get the other two. So one of the problems with black poplar, or some people call it cottonwood, is that it sits around a bit and it just rots. I had to fiddle with this a bit to find a spot I could cut, so let's see. No, 20, 21 strokes. Oh, and by the way, that's with a dirty saw. So, yeah. Reminds me of a Kershaw Taskmaster. Now we have to do a video on how to clean a saw blade, because this is just crudded right up. But while we're at it, Old Faithful, Silky PocketBoy. With pull saws, you always want to start here, like right at the... There's actually a little Silky video I just watched today. I might post it, but yeah, always start right close. And 10 strokes. Yeah. That's with a fairly clean blade too. Actually, the only dirty one is the Corona. But take a look at all the junk that is in those teeth now. If you do not have to use black poplar, don't. White poplar, aka quaking aspen, is actually a decent wood to play around with and use for all sorts of stuff. This stuff doesn't even burn well. I'm just cutting it up because it's still part of that dead tree that was in my yard. Alright. So, that's that. Now, I know I might catch some heat on that one, but Is that a fair comparison? Well, this is a $20 saw with 2 different blades. Well, 3 blades. It's 2 spare blades for different purposes. And that's 20. This is 35 or 40. This one's closer to 55. These two, very, very popular saws. I know the Bahco gets a lot more press. Everybody seems to use it. I tend to buck the trend. This is my favorite of the Pocket Boys. I love the Big Boy 2000 as well for huge work, but this is a great saw. And, you know, for 15 bucks more, this will outperform pretty well anything. It was the heavyweight champion of the 2015 saw shootout. Need I say more? But yeah, for 20 bucks, this is pretty good. And it's just another option. Not going to do an ultimate or best. Let's see how the plastic blade works. Oh yeah, it's fine enough. This is just a fuel bottle. Now you don't need to cut. If it's a cylinder like that, you don't have to cut all the way through. You cut all the way around it. Yeah, or you can go right through too. And yeah, it's good. Very, very, look at that, very clean edge. That'll do that bottle. That'll do PVC for sure. Probably ABS, just a little more work. Again, how do I know this? It's a very fine tooth pattern. It's almost a hacksaw. It's sort of between this would be what you call an extra fine tooth pattern if you were cutting wood. It's also very fine. It's fine enough so it's not going to, it's not like a hacksaw, which is super fine and just takes a long time to go through a pipe. That was quick and dirty, and it does a good job. So, put the wood blade back on, but what's the verdict on this? Come on, for 20 bucks at Lee Valley Tools? Yeah, probably less in the States. Definitely worth 20 bucks. Okay, throw it in your car kit. If you're just doing a basic camp out. So you notice I actually did not insert the blade. I took the blade out while it was open. Not a real problem. I just prefer to do it when it's closed. Let's have a look. So, is it worth it? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it is. Like I said, for 20 bucks, 3 different saws, and yeah, you're off to the races. So, we'll deal with that in a minute. That's it for this video. Just another little saw alternative, and a nice little choice. I think it's worth it. So, I'm Dean. This is the Alberta Bushcrafter channel. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Take care, and good day.